Hey everyone, welcome into Unit 8, Day 2 notes. Today we are going to focus on multiplying polynomials. And our intention for today is that students will be able to double distribute with 80% accuracy. So distributing is something that you've used in the past, and we're just going to go through a quick reminder before we get into double distribute. So the distributive property is when we multiply the term on the outside of a set of parentheses by everything on the inside. Okay, so we take that term on the outside and multiply it, distribute it by everything on the inside. So if we take a look at example number 1, we have this 2x is being multiplied, right, because it's next to those parentheses. So 2x times 3x plus 1. And when we distribute, that means we have to multiply 2x by everything on the inside. So we're going to do 2x times 3x. And then we have this plus sign. We're going to have 2x times 1. So this, again, we probably have a quicker method of doing this. Just for our first example, I'm going to break this down step by step and what this looks like. So 2x times 3x, we multiply those coefficients. 2 times 3 gives us 6. And then x to the first times x to the first. Remember, we add those exponents when we multiply common bases. So we get 6x squared. And then we have 2x times 1, and we get 2x. And there are no like terms for us to combine, so that's just our answer, 6x squared plus 2x. In example number 2, we're going to go through that same process. We have our term negative 4y squared on the outside of the parentheses, and then there are 3 terms on the inside that we need to distribute to this time. So when there's more than 2 terms, you have to distribute to more than 2 terms. This first one, negative 4y squared times 5y to the 4th. So we have negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. Y squared times y to the 4th gives us y to the 6th. And there's a small error in here. This should be a 3. So we take this, we distribute in. Negative 4y squared times negative 3y to the 3rd. So negative 4 times negative 3 is a positive 12. Y squared times y to the 3rd. Remember, we add those exponents, we get y to the 5th. And then our last distributing we have to do, negative 4y squared times negative 8y squared gives us positive 32y to the 4th. All right, so take those skills and those steps that we used for distributed property, and now we're going to head to double distribute. So you may have worked with double distributing before, and essentially what it is we have 2 terms to multiply by 2 terms. And they are both in parentheses and multiplying because they are next to each other, right? There's no addition or subtraction sign between them. That's how we know it's multiplying, because they're right next to each other. So we're going to go through this step by step. Our first step is we need to multiply the first term by the first term. So that means 3x times 2x. So we're going to jot that down, 3x times 2x, and that equals 6x squared. Okay, the second one we're going to do, step 2, is we're going to multiply the first term by the second term. So we take 3x and we're going to multiply it by 7. 3x times 7. So we can multiply these. 3 times 7 gives us 21. And then we have an x. All right, let's go to step 3, which is we're going to now go from the first term. We're going to multiply the second term by the first term. So we take -5. We're going to multiply it by 2x. So -5 times 2x. And that equals -10x. And then our last one, we are going to multiply the second term by the second term. So we're going to go -5 times +7. -35. Okay, so let's go ahead and now we're going to combine each of our products that we just came up with. So we have the 6x squared, and we have plus 21x. That's a positive 21x. And then we have minus 10x, because we have a negative 10x, and we have a minus 35, because we have a negative 35. From here, we want to see, okay, are there any like terms for us to combine? And we have these two in the middle. So 6x squared stays as is. There's nothing to combine it with. Then we have 21x minus 10x gives us 11x. And then we have negative 35. And that is our final answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and try a few examples. Just like before, we're going to get used to this process. So we have first term times first term. 3y times 2y gives us 6y squared. 3y times 3 gives us 9y. 8 times 2y gives us 16y. And then 8 times 3 gives us 24. And then we check, do we have any like terms? And yes, we do. We have 9y plus 16y. So 6y squared plus 25y plus 24. And that's our final answer. All right, example number 2. We're going to distribute. First term times the first term. 10r times 10r gives us 100r to the second power. 10r times -4 gives us -40r. Then we have positive 4 times 10r gives us positive 40r. And then we have positive 4 times -4 gives us -16. So now when we combine like terms, we have -40r plus 40r, and that will cancel out, right? That will equal 0. So it's gone. We have 100r squared minus 16. All right, let's flip to the back and take a look at a few more examples. Number 3, 4y times 8y gives us 32y squared. Then we have first term times second term, 4y times 9 gives us 36y. Then we have -7 times 8y, which gives us -56y. And then -7 times 9 gives us -63. And now we look to combine like terms. 32y squared. And we're going to get negative or minus 20y minus 63. All right, let's take a look at number 4. Same process. First term times first term gives us 40a. Then we do 10a times negative 3. It gives us negative 30a squared. So notice how this time it wasn't um, our variable term times our variable term first. And that's okay if the order switched up. Just in the end, we will be readjusting our expression to fit that standard form that we've talked about. Now we have negative 1 times 4 gives us negative 4. Negative 1 times negative 3a is positive 3a. And now we look to reorder and combine like terms. So we have negative 30a squared. And then we have 40a, plus 3a will give us 43a. And then we end up with that minus 4. A couple more examples that we'll go through together. This one has some fractions in it. So we have same process, even with the fractions. We do the same thing. 2x times 4x. First term times first term. We get 8x squared. First term times second term. 2x times negative 1/2 gives us negative x, negative 1x. Then we do second term times first term. Negative 1/2 times 4x gives us a negative 2x. And then negative times negative gives us a positive. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. Combine like terms. 8x squared minus 3x plus 1/4. Okay. I think we're actually 2 more examples we're going to look at together. Number 8. First term times first term. X squared times x. Remember, we add the exponents when we multiply with common bases. So we get x to the third. X squared times 3 gives us 3x squared. 2 times x gives us a positive 2x. And then 2 times 3 gives us 6. And now when we go to look to combine like terms, we have no like terms to combine. So that is that. All right, let's go ahead and look at one more example together. Just like when we distribute, if there's more terms to distribute to, we have to keep that pattern going. So the pattern I'm referring to is first term times first term. We get 12, and that's a to the third power. First term times second term. That gives us negative 8a squared. And then we continue the pattern. This is what I was talking about with first term times the third term. Every combination. So that first term needs to be multiplied by everything in the second set of parentheses. And then we'll do the same with the second term. So 4a times negative 6 gives us negative 24a. And now we do negative 3 times 3a gives us negative 9a squared. Negative 3 times negative 2 gives us a positive 6a. Negative 3 times a negative 6 gives us a positive 18. Now we combine like terms. 12a to the third power. There's nothing to combine it with, so it stays. We have negative 8a squared, and minus 9a squared gives us a negative 17a squared. 24a plus 6a, negative 24a plus 6a gives us a negative 18a. And then we have that plus 18 at the end all by itself. And that's that. All right, go ahead and take a few minutes to go through the rest of the examples and come back and check your work. See you in a few. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 6. So again, these are a little bit out of order. They're not really out of order, but from what we are used to seeing, right? the variable terms aren't listed first. And again, that's okay. Just in the end, we reorder the expression, and it turns out to be 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. So if you don't have it ordered, right, in that standard form that we talked about, go ahead and do that and make that adjustment. Moving on to number 7. Fractions again. Remember, fractions are fine. We can still distribute the exact same method with it. And this one we get 24y squared plus 4y plus 1/6. And then number 10. This one, so we have the um, set of parentheses. The first set of parentheses has 3 terms, where we're used to seeing 2 or 1. And it's the same process. We go through first term times first term times second term. Then we do second term times first term, second term times second term. Then we go to third term times first term and third term times second term. So it's still that same pattern. We just extend it one more time through. And we end up with x to the third plus 6x squared plus 7x minus 2. Okay, great job today, everyone. Make sure you reach out to your teacher if you have any questions. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.